Early on October 29, 2012, Hurricane Sandy moved ashore just to the northeast of Atlantic City as a post-tropical cyclone with hurricane-force winds. Sandy claimed the lives of at least 117 people in the U.S., affected 24 states including the entire eastern seaboard from Florida to Maine, and states as far inland as Michigan and Wisconsin. The storm surge caused major flooding along the coast, with particularly severe damage in New Jersey and New York, destroying both housing and infrastructure, causing over $62 billion in damage, and leaving 7.5 million structures without power. New Jersey construction official Bob Berlew's community was one hit by the superstorm. Listen as he highlights the lessons learned and provides some insight into the changes made to the region's buildings and department practices since this weather disaster.
Hello, my name is Bob Berlew. Knowing what I know now, after Superstorm Sandy hit us in Union Beach and Keyport, where I was a construction official, things that we could have done if we just knew before the storm. One of our biggest problems, who's doing what when. We had infrastructure that was missing, houses were gone, 50% of our housing stock was pretty much washed away in a 25-minute wave that came through my community. We needed to rebuild, and where do we start? We had a lot of houses that were missing and substantially damaged, needed substantial improvements. One of the biggest things we had was gas lines, water lines, electric lines down, and everything was broken, and it was unsafe for anyone to work in but the people who take care of the utilities. Now, after a storm, we had monthly meetings and now yearly meetings with the utilities, JCP&L in our case, gas company, water, DOT, and our mayor and council, along with the construction department. And we have meetings on what we should be doing. Trying to rebuild, and keep in mind that it cost millions of dollars. I think we spent a little over $200 million to rebuild 5 years into the storm. And a lot of homes were back in order. But just to do that, we had all the debris and infrastructure that had to be put back. Roads, curbs, sidewalks, water, sewer, gas lines. Secure everything and put the houses back where they were in the same place, or we moved them further away from the water. So knowing now, one of the biggest things is how many people it takes to rebuild, even in a small community. I can imagine in a larger community this might be going on, I'm not so sure. But in this community, this is how we work today after Superstorm Sandy. Everyone has to have input, maintaining everything and proper protection during the course of the year, not just when it's fashionable when a storm comes. Making sure that we put everything back, that it's safe, and all of their trailers and boats. We live in a bayshore town. Everybody has a boat. Everybody has an extra trailer. Something that's sitting alongside their house, sheds, garage, things that are floatable that can go down and hit some other structure. And these are the things that we talk about all of the time. And that's the early warnings, I should say, that wish we would have done that prior to the storm. And that's something that we have to keep in mind all year long.
Join us for the Sustainability Membership Council video series, Voices from Building Safety Month.